Second place in the SAT. Son died while on vacation. Son's mother became malignant complainant. It is said that a genius cannot survive in the military. I didn't think my son was a genius, but he must have been. Private Joe's mother was still looking for a reason. It has been 3 years since her son passed away, but her mother, Kang Kyung-hwa, 56, shed tears and muttered to herself. The youngest second child, whom I held in my arms 7 years after giving birth to my first child, was a personality that took care of everything. I have never been told to study, Kang recalled. Such a son got only one question wrong in the SAT exam in the 2017 academic year and finished second in the country. When her son said he wanted to study mathematics, her mother objected, saying, "Isn't medical school better?" However, his son was stubborn and he entered the Department of Mathematical Sciences at Seoul National University. It was his father who encouraged his son to enlist in the army. His family said that he decided it would be better for him to finish his military service early if he wanted to study abroad in the future. The unbelievable death of a son who placed second in the nation in the entrance exam. Who would have known that the choice at that time would be a moment of success? His son, Private Cho Jun-woo, then 20 years old, enlisted in the army in January 2019, and in July of the same year, the day after his first vacation, he threw himself to death at his apartment in Gwanak-gu, Seoul. After suffering unimaginable pain, his mother and family were surrounded by questions. The day before the accident, the son was thinner than before, but he was the same as usual, asking his father to buy me some chocolate. The deceased son received good in both the Military Manpower Administration's Service Suitability Test and the Military Life Adaptation Test immediately after enlisting in the military. He was assigned to the headquarters of the 5th Information and Communication Unit of the Command and Communication Command of the Armed Forces, and he said it's hard and I can't sleep several times on the phone with his mother, but he said it's okay to his worried mother. Unbelievable military decision. The death of Private Cho was investigated by the Metropolitan Defense Command's Military Police Unit, currently the Military Police Unit, and the Ordinary Prosecutor's Office. It was judged that he was suffering from insomnia and depression while serving in the military, and the Army Ordinary General Affairs and Illness Review Committee, which decides whether or not the deceased was on duty, in December 2019, decided that Private Cho's death was a general death. Personal reasons unrelated to job performance were seen as the cause of death. In the letter of decision, the cause of death was specified as stress caused by unfree military environment, monotonity of life, and lotus lamp, lighting the light even after bedtime and studying, etc., as the cause of death. The bereaved family requested a re-investigation, but when it was not accepted, they launched an investigation directly. Mother Kang started reconstructing her son's military life by visiting and listening to the stories of 5 former soldiers who had served in the same unit as Joe from July 2020, and reading all 4 diaries her son had written since 2018. Through civil complaints and information disclosure requests, he also looked into the operating conditions of the unit at the time his son was serving. Results change with family investigation. The bereaved family found out that the soldiers in the unit were suffering from excessive watch duty. The average number of watch shifts per month alone was 4 to 5 times, which was higher than that of neighboring battalions, 1.4 times a month. Private Cho, who was the youngest member of the unit, also served 13 times on watch for about 3 months after moving in. 1 month before his death, he entered on watch 3 times in a row. The bereaved family also found out that the unit's administrative subordinate received disciplinary action in November 2020 for assaulting and insulting soldiers. The National Human Rights Commission of Korea recommended that the Ministry of National Defense re-examine whether or not to serve, and the Ministry of National Defense's Central Special Thinking Review Committee accepted the decision and decided to put Private Joe on the job in August 2021. This time, work overload and exacerbation of stress due to continuous on-call duty performance during military service and unspoken pressure and stress due to misconduct by administrative officials were recognized. Why is no one responsible? However, the family's curiosity and sorrow remain. It was because I wanted to know why the initial investigation of the military had different results and whether the military officer in charge was not responsible. Mother Kong said, the data on the status of on-duty duty were submitted to the investigator at the time, and the soldiers reported to the police officer during the investigation period. In the diary, there are 4 articles that say, I am uncomfortable because of a senior soldier, but no investigation has been conducted on this, she insisted. The bereaved family's claim is that the military police have never been informed of the regulations that require the military police to notify the bereaved family of a deceased soldier that they can select a public defender. Mother Kong said, I also requested a psychological autopsy, but the investigator in charge said, the prosecutor can do that, and she refused. In front of the military who kept her principles, her mother became a malignant complainant. A military official said, the General Prosecutor's Office of the Army conducted a re-investigation, and it was confirmed that there was no problem in the investigation. The person in charge of the investigation at the time also said in a phone call with a reporter, the investigation was conducted fairly. However, the bereaved family sued the person in charge of the investigation in October 2020 for negligence and abuse of power, and the Army Prosecutor's Office has filed a financial application for non-prosecution. Private Cho's mother, who taught at an elementary school for 23 years, is now a malignant complainant of the Ministry of National Defense. This is because she is holding a one-man protest every day in front of the main gate of the Capital Defense Command in Namyeondong, Seoul. After her son's death, her hair turned white and her visibly skinny figure changed. She said she is currently being hospitalized for depression. He was like a daughter to me, he said. She's the only one who understands my heart. She cried again. Kong, the mother of the deceased Private Cho, still occasionally peers into her text conversations with her son. Her last text was from Kong to her son. Sorry. I didn't know you were so hard. My greed was great, it's my fault. No reply came.